Here's another athlete who, had he pursued other options, might have been inducted tonight in a different sport. As a young man, he played lacrosse at a provincial team level. He was an outstanding fastball player and was inducted to this hall last year as a member of the 1981 Fisherman's Market midget fastball team that won a national championship. As a grade 10 student, he was the youngest player ever to start at middle linebacker at St. Patrick's High School and was recruited by university teams. But he was also a stellar hockey goaltender. Despite university offers from both sides of the border, he chose to play Major Junior, and that is the start of a story that encompassed a playing career unsurpassed by anyone. He won 4 hockey championship rings at each of the 4 levels of hockey he played. The only guy ever to do it, and we'll have more on that in just a bit. First, though, back to the early days when he was dreaming of a career on the ice. Was he good enough? Well, his brother Daryl tells this story. Daryl played goal for and then coached at Dalhousie University. He was general manager of the Major Junior Club in Moncton and is now a scout in the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. He was a physical education student at Dal, and hockey coach Pierre Paget, who later coached in the NHL, was one of his professors. So here is Daryl picking up the story from here.
Well, I was in first year phys ed at Dalhousie, and I'm in the lobby of the phys ed building, and the guys are coming out and telling me, "Your brother Pierre's talking about your brother." So my brother, I thought maybe my older brother Kevin or Paul. They said, "No, it was Wendell." So what's he talking about Wendell about? And they said, "Well, someone asked him, Pierre, in class, is there anybody around here coming up that's going to make the National Hockey League?" And Pierre's response was, "There's a 13-year-old kid playing goalie for Halifax named Wendell Young." And so from there on, the guys gave me a little bit of ribbing about who was better. I might be a scout by profession, but my dad was probably a better scout than I was, because when I was playing Batham and Wendell was playing Adam, so Wendell had goalie skates and goalie pants, and I didn't. So my dad knew who to invest the money in, so I think he recognized who had the talent and who didn't have the talent.
Indeed, he was good enough in Kitchener. He set still existing records for most games played by a goalie in one season, 61. Most wins in a season, 43. Most minutes played, 3,611. Most wins in a playoff year, 12, and a bevy of others. He was playoff MVP for Hershey in their 1988 Calder Cup run, a year in which he was also top goaltender in the regular season and a first-team All-Star. He set an AHL record for most consecutive playoff wins with 12 that season. In Chicago, he holds career records for games played by a goalie, wins, shutouts, saves, playoff wins, and single-season saves. But as important to Wendell and the Wolves, he was named IHL Man of the Year and the Professional Hockey Players Association Man of the Year for community service in 2000-2001. He worked with an anti-drug abuse group when he was with Pittsburgh, and while with the Wolves, he raised money for the Chicago Children's Memorial Hospital by contributing for every game he won in 1999-2000 and 2000-2001, a total of 49 games, and the Chicago Wolves retired his number 1 in a very special ceremony. Here are some highlights.
Our guest of honor, number 1, winner of 2 Stanley Cups, 2 Turner Cups, a Calder and Memorial Cup, Wendell Young and his wife Paula, his children, Gabrielle, Matthew, and Jack, and Wendell's parents, Helen and Doug Young. Give them a round of applause.
Hi, Wendell. I just would like to congratulate you on a great career. I certainly had a lot of fun playing with you in Pittsburgh for many, many years, and having a chance to win 2 Stanley Cups. A lot of great memories, and memories that we can all cherish for a long time. So best of luck to you and your family, and good luck in your retirement. Take care.
And right here you see the hardware. He is the only player in professional hockey history to win the Stanley Cup, the Turner Cup, Calder Cup, and the Memorial Cup. A true champion on and off the ice. The moment we've been waiting for. Number 1, the first jersey in Wolves history to be retired, Wendell Young.
You may ask yourselves, why would a man go back to the minors after winning a Stanley Cup, which is the holy grail for all hockey players? Mike McPhee, the former Montreal Canadian and Minnesota and Dallas Star, will tell you why Wendell did.
When I think of Wendell Young, what I think of is his love for the game. He played and had a career in National Hockey League, but after his National Hockey League career, he went on and back to the minors and played for many years in the minors. And to do that, you have to love the game. A lot of times, it's tough to go from National Hockey League back down to the minors, and you'll usually only last a year or two if you don't get called back up.
Wendell Young loves hockey, and he had to, according to John Patterson, who grew up with Wendell, and he recalls one story in particular.
He tells me a story that he was playing against Al McGuinness one time, and they were great friends, of course. Nova Scotia boys played in Kitchener together, and Wendell was playing in Pittsburgh, I believe, and Al had an opportunity at the top of the circle, and he was wide open. The puck was rolling, and he had the full wind-up, and he decided that at the last minute he faked it and then tried to make a shot with Wendell made a save. And Wendell saw him after the game and asked him the question. He said, Al, why didn't you take that slap shot? You were wired, would have been a perfect opportunity with your shot. And Al looked at him, as calm and as serious as anything and said, the puck was rolling. I'm afraid if I had a shot at it, I could have killed you. And Wendell had a little chuckle on that, but when he thought about it, Al McGuinness from the top of the circle on a rolling puck, if that had hit him in the wrong spot, it might have killed him. So the whole thing about a goalie and being able to face that kind of rubber is it takes a unique personality to be able to do that.